The Spider Grills Huntsman won our best kettle grill roundup last year, and some consumers had thoughts about whether the original design was too small. Spider Grills just released the Giant Huntsman, a 26-inch version that supposedly everyone has been asking for. Is it too big? Just the right size? What's different from the regular Huntsman and what's the same? I'm David Gafford, and here at the Barbecue Lab, Melissa and I test the gear that you're looking to buy so you can buy the best and skip the rest. We've been cooking meals on the Giant Huntsman for a couple of weeks now, and we're going to share our experience, including an overnight charcoal cook at the lab while I slept at home 25 minutes away. Spider Grills sent us this model to test and torture here at the lab. There aren't any notes from Spider Grills, we aren't being paid to make this video, and they're not getting a preview copy before it's published. We've designed these tests, and our thoughts are our own, so if that kind of video is what you're looking for, you are in the right place. It's only natural to start by comparing the original Huntsman to the new Giant variant. They both have the Venom control board to set and maintain cooking temperatures from 250 to 700 degrees Fahrenheit. They both have app-connected temperature control using Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. They're both made with 5mm thick carbon steel. They both have heavy-duty stainless steel cooking grates. They look like a web. So, Spider Grills web? I love that branding hook. Both grills have the same 7.5-inch distance between the charcoal and the cooking grates. They both have a front access charcoal door to add charcoal without lifting the lid. Ash cleanup is handled on both with a removable ash pan that locks into place. They both come with one Venom-compatible meat probe, an ash tool, and a hardware assembly kit. Neither model has side shelves out of the box, but they are available as an extra accessory. So here's what's new or different. The original Huntsman has 363 square inches of cooking area, while the Giant has 508 square inches. We discussed in our last video that we wish the original Huntsman was a little taller, so they launched a lift kit available for the original Huntsman that raises it up 3 inches. On the Giant, that lift kit comes standard in the box. The original is 22 inches in diameter and the Giant is 26 inches. The footprint of the original is 27 inches wide, while the footprint of the Giant is about 30 inches. The original weighs 155 pounds, while the XL is 190 pounds. Spider Grills claims on their website that the original feeds 6 to 8 people, while the Giant feeds 8 to 12 people. At the time of this video, the original Huntsman is priced at $9.99 and the XL comes in at $14.99. Now we can shoot videos like this and others because we're viewer supported. When you click the links in the description or scan the QR code here on the screen, we earn a small commission on your purchase that doesn't cost you anything more than what you pay going straight to the website. In fact, by using our link, you can actually get a free cover with your grill purchase. This allows us to test and report the facts and not read marketing briefs sent from the manufacturer. There are obviously benefits and drawbacks to the Giant Huntsman having a larger capacity. For me, it makes two-zone cooking easier. I'm only using half the grate for food and half the grate for charcoal. It's the way I like to cook chicken wings, brats, chicken drumsticks, and more. The Giant simply allows for more food on the half grate without charcoal underneath. It feels like overkill though when you're just cooking for 1 or 2 people. In those cases, we just lit a smaller pile of charcoal in the zone that we actually needed. Most days, it's just Melissa and I here at the lab, and most of the cooking we do on the channel ends up being lunch for the 2 of us or dinner to bring home for the family of 4. To test out a 2-zone reverse sear, we really took one for the team and cooked up a couple of ribeyes one day. I lit about a half a chimney of charcoal and set the temperature to 250 degrees. Using the included temperature probe, we let it ride on the indirect side until the app notified me that the steaks had reached 115 degrees Fahrenheit. I pulled the steaks off to rest, added the left grate, and kicked the grill up to 600 degrees. After a few minutes, the Huntsman was hot enough and I was able to get an incredible sear directly over the lit coals. While we certainly had the space to sear them both at the same time, when creating content like this, sometimes you cook things one at a time in case you mess something up. Thankfully, it all went according to plan, so we just ended up with twice the delicious ribeye footage. If cooking two-zone isn't your thing and you'd rather use a deflector, both models allow full grate indirect cooking using the next level cooking system you can get as an add-on. I didn't get a chance to test the next level on the original Huntsman, but on the Giant, we smoked a full packer brisket and a bone-in pork butt using both deflectors for an entire indirect top grate. My goal was to try and knock these out during a workday, so I set the Giant to 275 degrees Fahrenheit to move things along. Here's how things looked after 5 hours in the smoke before we wrapped the meat. They did turn out pretty well for the first time using the deflector, but they did end up with the bottom of each getting kind of crusty because of what I'm assuming is the close proximity to the deflector stones and me running at 275 degrees. If I was cooking at home with more time, I would have gone with 200 degrees or 225 degrees, but I learned something on this cook for future tests. In just a second, I'm going to tell you about my attempt at an overnight cook on the Giant Huntsman. But first, if you're getting value out of this video, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Trying to finish a pork butt during the workday isn't something I usually try to pull off, and instead I like to cook my pork butts overnight. So I gave it a go on the Giant Huntsman. I drove to the lab around 9:30 p.m. and fired up the Huntsman for a 12-hour cook at 195 degrees Fahrenheit. I filled the bottom of the grill with charcoal and set half of a deflector on the right side so I could cook indirectly. I lit the charcoal in just one spot so the grill could control the flame and how much charcoal was lit, and the grill came up to temperature in about 20 minutes. I set the pork in place, closed the lid, and made sure to hit the activation button so I could control the grill remotely from home overnight. The next morning, temps were holding strong until right around the 11-hour mark when the charcoal started to fade. We arrived at work, refreshed the charcoal, and set the grill to 250 degrees to finish our dinner for the family. Now here's a pro tip. If you cook overnight and have a slow cooker, once it's hit your desired temperature, just drop the pork into the slow cooker and hit warm, and it will hold until dinner. Now, I think 11 hours is darn near incredible for an overnight cook with charcoal, and the smoke flavor was much more prevalent than what I'm used to on a pellet grill. I don't use a rotisserie much here at the lab, but I wanted to try cooking 2 chickens side by side for the first time since we had the extra space and guests to help us eat. We used our Essential Equation SPG seasoning and our Feathered Formula chicken seasoning, and Melissa helped me truss the chickens once we got them on the spit. I divided the charcoal into 2 piles, 1 pile on each side of the chickens as they rotated. It turns out the same problem I have with almost every rotisserie popped up, and the chickens started roaming across the bar. I fixed them multiple times, but they had a mind of their own and roamed the bar for most of the cook. I obviously need to spend more time with rotisseries and fixing this operator error, but the chickens turned out looking incredible and something that would make Sam's and Costco swoon, even if it's embarrassing to show you my rotisserie skills on camera. Now that brings me to the question of the day. It's your turn to teach me something. Those of you who have mastered the art of rotisserie cooking, what's your method? How do you prevent your meat from shifting during the cook? I'd love to hear your tips so I don't have to cringe every time Melissa suggests a rotisserie chicken for dinner. Shameless plug, we have 4 barbecue rub blends that we sell out of our shop here in Indiana, and you can get them on our website. It's a delicious way to support us making more testing videos in the future. The one question that I think I can answer that would be the most helpful for you as you decide which grill to put in your backyard is this. Is the Giant too big or the regular too small for what I need? I'm a firm believer that getting the size right when you buy a grill is one of the determining factors in you loving or hating your grill in years to come. So let's figure it out. Testing the Giant, I needed to cook only 4 burgers, so I filled 1/4 of the grill with charcoal and just lit that section for burgers. I didn't need the whole grate for 4 burgers, really just half of a half, so you can make a smaller fire and grill without using an entire bag of charcoal. You can also use a smaller pile of charcoal in the middle of the grill like I did for 2 New York strip steaks. It's the same amount of charcoal I'd use in the original Huntsman, but just piled together for a smaller sear zone. Of course, there's the added benefit of being able to go big when you're entertaining. For comparison, the Kamado Joe Big Joe has 450 square inches of cooking space, and the Giant Huntsman has 508. The original Huntsman has 363 square inches, and a Big Green Egg has 262. In both cases, these grills give you more space than a Kamado, and they cost less. During the bratwurst cook, I had 14 brats on half of the grate, and I estimate that I had room for another 3 for 17 brats per half grate. That's 34 brats on the Giant Huntsman at a time. If you're smoking low and slow, the Giant will get you 2 briskets or 4 pork butts without breaking a sweat. And it's 1 brisket or 2 pork butts on the original without cramming everything together and killing all airflow. If you're cooking for a family of 4 and will occasionally entertain another family, the Huntsman is going to be the right size for you. If you're cooking for a large family or like to entertain groups of 12 or more frequently, you'll appreciate the extra space of the Giant Huntsman. I have a lot of grills to choose from here at the Barbecue Lab, and when it comes to charcoal grills, I reach for the Huntsman first. And now I love that the Giant Huntsman expands on an already great charcoal grill. There are Huntsman and Giant bundles available on the Spider Grills website, but you can get special bundles if you use our link down in the description or by scanning the QR code here on the screen. You can't get these offers any other way, but these bundles are specifically for Barbecue Lab viewers to say thank you for supporting our channel and keeping the content coming. If you want to see more on the original Huntsman, be sure to check out the video in the card above. And I want to say thanks for watching. Smash like if you got value, and we will see you next time.